Thank you for stopping to watch my video today. My goal is to teach as many people how they can save taxes legally. If you're a U.S. investor, if you're a U.S. business owner, U.S. entrepreneurs, U.S. franchisee owners, and U.S. 1099 income earners, you need to listen to this. The Spendthrift Trust is legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B. The week of Thanksgiving, 5 separate people sent me the memorandum from the IRS that is dated August 3rd of 2013. Yes, the IRS says they do not like IRS Tax Code 643B. They do not like the Irrevocable, Complex, Discretionary, Non-Grantor Spendthrift Trust. It's a memo. It's a memo. I'm talking about tax codes. Only Congress can change the tax code. And currently, too many people, the Kennedys, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Carnegies, our current president, have the Spendthrift Trust. They're not going to change it. They're going to just squeeze the middle class. Hi, my name is Sally Gimmon, and I'm the owner of thetrustisyou.com. Let me ask you 3 simple questions. Number 1, do you want to leave a legacy for future generations? If you said yes, keep watching. Number 2, do you want to save taxes year after year, generation after generation? If you said yes, keep watching. Number 3, do you want all lawsuits? I can't stop you from being sued, but do you want all lawsuits to become frivolous and go away? If you said yes, keep watching. I'll give you a little bit of history about the Spendthrift Trust. It comes from England way back when King Henry VIII, that famous king who chopped off his wives' heads, started the Church of England so he could divorce them. Hey, murder a few ladies, start a church. Why not? He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England because he was broke. And they went back to the 13th century of the Magna Carta and said, oh, no, King Henry VIII, you can't tax us. This is contract law that came to the colonies while we were still part of England. The law firm I work on behalf of inherited a trust that turned 350 years old in 2023, before we were a country. We're in 2025, so it's now 352 years old. Our current tax structure that we are under went into effect February of 1913. It was only supposed to be around for a few years because the United States federal government was broke. Unfortunately, we got involved in World War I, and it's only grown and grown and grown since then. The super rich families of 1913, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Carnegies, the Kennedys, made sure they could save taxes. Well, if they can save taxes, we can save taxes. The law firm I work on behalf of was started 77 years ago by a Harvard law professor. Paul Benson wrote 5 specific trusts to save specific taxes. The first trust I'm going to talk about is the Business Trust. This is for all U.S. business owners, entrepreneurs, franchisee owners, and 1099 income earners. If you're making at least $100,000 gross per year, you will save 5 figures in taxes. To give you an example, I helped a Virginia salesman who called me on January 3rd of 2025 who knew he had made $150,000 in 2024 and had nothing to show for it. He drives a 10-year-old car, he lives in an apartment with 2 roommates, and he wants to save taxes. He decided, or he told me he was going to make more than $150,000 in 1099 income in 2025, but we said, let's just use those numbers to give you some information on that. So just to give you an idea, he lives in Virginia. So 90% on his federal income taxes, he's going to save $25,962. Virginia state income taxes are 5.75%, so that includes an additional $8,625. For the full year, he's going to save $34,587. He was paying his taxes per month. So with the Spendthrift Trust, unfortunately the first 3 days, I can't save him those taxes, but he started it right away. He was going to save $2,882 per month in federal and state income taxes. With the money he's saving in 2026, he plans to put that for a down payment for a house in Northern Virginia. Another example, I worked with a Minnesota computer contractor. He and his wife are married. They filed jointly, In 2024, they made $180,000. I'm cheating because I'm dyslexic and I transpose numbers, so please forgive me. So for the full 2025, they got to save $36,372, or per month, $3,006. They can put this back into his computer programming business. They can pay off his mortgage. They can buy a new vehicle. They can take their family on a well-deserved vacation. They can give to their favorite charity, or they can save for retirement. This is the business trust. It is for all U.S. business owners, entrepreneurs, franchisee owners, and 1099 income earners. If you're making at least $100,000 gross per year, you will save 5 figures in taxes, year after year, generation after generation. Now, I'm not trying to crow, but I started both my business and my beneficial trust in September of 2000. In 2021, living in Arizona, I saved 92% on my federal taxes. I moved to North Carolina. In 2022 and 2023, I saved 92%. I didn't pay North Carolina state income taxes or Arizona state income taxes. Don't know what happened in 2024. I made more money on my 3 online businesses, and I got to save 94% in federal income taxes. Yes, I paid 6% to the federal government. I did not pay North Carolina state income taxes. I am not tax-free. I still pay food tax. I still pay gas tax. I just went to Chick-fil-A and got 4 sandwiches and 4 crisscross fries, and I got charged $12.90 for takeout charges. Next time I go to Chick-fil-A, we're eating there. So that's the business trust. Now we're going to talk about the beneficial trust. This is for all investors. If you're a U.S. investor, you will no longer pay the following 5 taxes. You won't pay capital gains when you sell something at a profit. You will not pay interest income taxes if you're a passive investor. You will not pay dividend income taxes if you're in the stock market. You will not pay rental income taxes if you're a real estate investor. And you will not pay royalty income taxes if you are in the NFT world or have talent. So let's get into this. Short-term capital gains are when you wholesale, fix and flip, you do auction houses, or tax liens. If you're selling crypto, I don't care if you bought the crypto in 2000, you bought Bitcoin in 2017, and you're going to sell it in 2025. It's still short-term capital gains between 10% to 32%. You're doing options trading, or you're a forex investor. My first property in the trust was a bank-owned property I bought in July of 2020 before I started the trust. I did have to do 2 bill of sales, one from my LLC to me and my personal name, and then the second bill of sale from me to the trust. I'm living in Phoenix, Arizona. I went to my bank, got them notarized. I had $10 in my wallet, gave it to my banker, Jose, who made a note in his notary book that money was considered. And then I emailed the 2 bill of sales to the attorney in Raleigh, North Carolina. It didn't go to auction until August 28th of 2021 because of COVID restrictions. I paid $20,000 for it, and when it finally went to auction, it went for $64,326. Without lifting a hammer, I'm a lazy real estate investor. Without lifting a hammer, I made $44,326. At 24% tax rate, I got to save $10,368 I just put back into more real estate. Now let me give you a little bit of history about me. I became a real estate investor in late 2018 when my mom got sick. October 2018 was my watershed month. 3 major things happened for me. I'm living in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm working as a Medicare broker, and my oldest nephew's getting married in Charlotte on October 29th, 2018. I had the time saved, I requested the Friday before and the Monday after the wedding off because I had friends and family coming in from all over the world. Open enrollment is from October 7th to December 5th, and they said no. I didn't like my job, and I liked it even less at that time. Second thing that happened, I bought a brand new 2018 Hyundai Veloster with a moonroof. You need that in Phoenix at night. Ooh, it's beautiful. I'm driving to work on a major east-west road, Indian School. I'm to be at work at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm the second car through on a green light, and some idiot runs the red light and has no insurance. Typical thing in Phoenix. I had $25,000 property damage, uninsured property damage, but my auto loan was upside down. All of a sudden, I needed a second auto loan, and I went from being comfortable to eating ramen noodles twice a week, just like I did in college when I was 21 years old, but I'm 53. There's something wrong with that. Third thing that happened, my mom and dad, who lived in Goodyear, Arizona, drove from Goodyear, Arizona, 25 miles west of Phoenix, to Charlotte for the wedding. They were supposed to be gone for 2 weeks. My dad calls me Thursday before the wedding to say my mom's in the emergency room. Do not change my flight. He'll meet me 7:20 a.m. on Saturday, the day of the wedding. I take a red eye from Sky Harbor Airport, the Charlotte Douglas Airport. My brother and my two nephews, the one who's getting married and his younger brother, meet me at the airport. Family tradition, we went out to IHOP for breakfast. The two guys went back to the house, and my dad takes me to the hospital to see my mom. I walked in on the priest giving my mom last rites. It was a surreal moment. I wasn't ready for that. That afternoon, 3 o'clock, a big church wedding. Then we went to a country club. I ate too much. I danced too much. I had a great time with my family. Next day, my sister-in-law puts on this fabulous smorgasbord. She hates us calling that. She's Italian, but we call it a smorgasbord. And I'm talking to people, and my dad taps me on the shoulder. It's 12:30. He's taking me back to see my mom, and then taking me to the airport to fly home because I have to be at work at 6 o'clock Monday morning. It ended up that my mom had septic of the blood. It got into a pacemaker. She had to have open heart surgery. She was on the ventilator for 13 months, in a hospital for 15 months. My dad stayed with my mom for 9 months in Charlotte area until she got stronger to come back to the Phoenix area. First week of December, I'm going out to their house every weekend to do the mail because my dad was only supposed to be gone for 2 weeks. Had to send him a checkbook and send him his bills. First week of December, there's a letter that's 27 pages thick. It was my mom's Medicare statement for the emergency room, and 1 month on the ventilator, it was $72,000. Everything's being taken care of because my dad was retired military. I'm standing in my mom and dad's kitchen. I hate my job. I have 2 car payments and only 1 car. I have student loans because I went to graduate school. I have credit card debt. I have a mortgage. And I called my friend Glenn, who had invited me to a real estate meeting back in August of 2018. I told Glenn I would have to put it on hold during open enrollment. Glenn picked up, and he's like, Sally, next Saturday, we're having a Christmas potluck. Bring some food and a $5 gift and meet my fellow real estate investors. I'm so glad I did that. In 2019, with my mentor, I wholesaled 7 bank properties nationwide, paid off all my debt, and had $50,000 in my bank account for short-term capital gains. I was a good real estate investor. Then, 2020, my mom, who got better, who's from Ireland, we canceled a St. Patrick's Day party in 2020 because of COVID. On April 1st of 2020, my 3 real estate properties did not pay me and I had no money coming in. On April 4th of 2020, my CPA called me to congratulate me that my tax bracket went from 22% to 24%, and I owed the federal government $94,000 in short-term capital gains. What? Congratulations? I had $50,000 saved. He said, make an appointment. He'll set me up on a payment plan while I'll pay interest with while I was doing things. What fantastic book to read. The fantastic book to read is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. I go to bed that night thinking, where the heck am I going to get an extra $24,000? I wake up the next morning. I'm going to take a HELOC off my paid-off house. Defeats the purpose of being paid off. And I knew I had read an article about the Rockefellers Spendthrift Trust. It's called The Office. I started researching the Rockefellers Spendthrift Trust, and it took me 5 months until September of 2020, when I started both my business and my Beneficial Spendthrift Trust. My goal, since I get to save taxes, I want to teach others how to save taxes. So if you want to find out more, I have a free masterclass at www.thetrustisyou.com. I also have a free class at The Great Discovery. My first name, Sally, my last name, Gimmon, that's G-I-M like Mary, O-N like Nancy.com. You'll get a presentation. You'll get 3 articles from Forbes magazine I did not write. You'll get 2 pages of case law so you can research this to your heart's content. It's been in front of the United States Supreme Court on 2 separate occasions. and you will get examples of clients saving thousands of dollars. Again, this is legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B. Yes, the IRS wrote a memo saying they don't like Tax Code 643B, but the IRS can't change the tax code. If you want to find out how you could be saving taxes more, please either go to www.sallygimmon.com or www.thetrustisyou.com. Set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me. Today I had two different phone conversations. One gentleman who is planning on selling some crypto. He didn't realize. He thought it was long-term capital gains. Oh, no, 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 no. The government decides that they make more money on short-term capital gains. And then another gentleman who is planning on making $1 million at a business venture he's in didn't realize he could save over $24,000 per month. If you want to find out the secret of the rich, please go to either one of my websites, watch my presentation, and learn how you too can save taxes. Thank you for watching. I hope you all learned something new. Have a beautiful evening.